I will never be a memory.
And what's going on, Read My Lips people? We are back. Back like we ain't ever left, baby. So, let's go be brushing my teeth. I'm going to have toothpaste all over my beard. So, look, I had a story to bring you guys today. I'm going to save it for tomorrow because there's something that's happened that isn't being talked enough about in the midst of all this coronavirus bullshit. So I'm going to bring it up because I'm not seeing anybody else bring it up. Very few people are bringing it up, rather. And that is Joe Biden has been accused of sexual assault. So this person that's accused Joe Biden is a former staffer of his, and her name's Tara Reid, not to be confused with Tara Reid. And she goes into detail a bit as to what happened between her and Biden. Now, this isn't recent. This happened, some time ago, but it's been coming to light as of recently, and so she's spoken out about it. So I'm going to play you the clip as to what she said, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about it.
He just said, "Hey, come here, Tara." And then I handed him the thing and he greeted me. He remembered my name. And then we were alone, and it was the strangest thing. There was no exchange really. He just had me up against the wall, and I was wearing a skirt and business skirt, but I wasn't wearing stockings. It was kind of a hot day that day, and I was wearing heels. And I remember my legs had been hurting from the marble, of the Capitol, walking. And I remember that kind of stuff. I remember I was wearing a blouse, and he just had me up against the wall, and the wall was cold. And I remember it happened all at once. The gym bag, I don't know where it went. I handed it to him, it was gone. And then his hands were on me and underneath my clothes. And, and then he went down my skirt, but then up inside it. And he, penetrated me with his fingers, whatever. And, he was kissing me at the same time, and he was saying something to me. He said several things, and I can't remember everything he said. I remember a couple of things. I remember him saying first, before, as he was doing it, "Do you want to go somewhere else?" And then him saying to me when I pulled away, he got finished doing what he was doing, and I kind of was pulled back, and he said, "Come on, man. I heard you liked me." And it's that phrase stayed with me because I kept thinking what I might have said. And I can't remember exactly if he said I thought or if I heard, but it's like he implied that I had done this. I don't know. And for me, it was everything shattered in that moment, because I knew we were alone. It was over, right? He wasn't trying to do anything more, but I looked up to him. He was my father's age. He was this champion of women's rights in my eyes. And I couldn't believe it was happening. It seemed surreal. And I just felt sick because when he pulled back, he looked annoyed, and he said, something else to me that I don't want to say. And then he said, I must have looked shocked, and he grabbed me by the shoulders. I don't know how I looked, but I must have looked something, because he grabbed me by the shoulders and he said, "You're okay. You're fine. You're okay. You're fine." And then he walked away and he went on with his day. And what I remember next is being in the Russell building, where the big windows are, and the stairs by myself. And my body, I was shaking everywhere and it was cold all of a sudden. And I don't know, I felt like I was shaking just everywhere. And I was trying to grasp what had just happened.
So, yeah. My thoughts on this situation. I've got a couple of them, so buckle up. I covered the Josh Claus, Katy Perry sexual assault issue on my channel in the way beginning, when my channel first started. And of course, everybody came to Katy Perry's defense. And what I've noticed is that people defend who they like. And when Tara reported what happened, they pretty much brushed it under the rug. And now that it's come to light again, they want to brush it under the rug. If this was Bernie Sanders, if Bernie Sanders just got accused of sexual assault, you wouldn't stop hearing about it. In the midst of this coronavirus news, it'd be Bernie Sanders sexual assault. On repeat. Endlessly. Nonstop. They would not let it go. They'd cancel the next debate. We're not gonna have another debate. We don't want to hear from this guy. Horrible, horrendous. But I haven't seen CNN cover it. I haven't seen MSNBC cover it. I haven't even seen Fox News cover this. I was speaking to a lady in the store in her 50s. And she was asking, what do I think is going to happen as far as, this election goes. And I said, well, look, Joe Biden didn't have a shot against Donald Trump. He was absolutely going to lose. But now that the coronavirus thing happened, Joe Biden had a smidgen of a chance to win. But now that there's sexual assault claims on him, depending on how serious, the mainstream media takes it, it could be a sealed deal. And so this lady said to me, she said, don't talk about the Joe Biden sexual assault. And I said, why? What do you mean? She goes, we need Biden as strong as he can be to defeat Donald Trump. That's all she cared about. So, Tara, her story, what happened to her, sweep it under the rug. We're told to believe a woman's story when something like this happens. I've been hearing it my whole life. It's been ingrained and indoctrinated into us as a society, right? That's what everybody says, right? Like a hammer. And anything else, question it. But when it comes to this, believe her immediately. But for some reason, with Joe Biden, it's pish posh. Now, you see, that really fucking bothers me. Because you can't play favorites here. You just can't. You can't do that. You can't bury this woman's story because you like Joe Biden or because you want him to be the nominee. And this lady who's in her 50s, and I don't know if she has a kid. I don't know if she has a son or a daughter or anything. I really don't. But she's more than willing. This average voter, she's one of the Susan Know-Nothings. When I say a Johnny Everybody and a Susan Know-Nothing, she's a Susan Know-Nothing. If you were to ask her something really political, in-depth, she couldn't give you the answer, right? She was willing to bury this person's story because she dislikes Trump that much. And I did ask her, I said, well, was Joe Biden, who you were voting for? Because I wanted to figure out if she was a Biden supporter. She said no, she was an Amy Klobuchar supporter. I said, oh, who was your number two? She said Pete, Mayor Pete. And we went down the line of people she liked. And it was clear the centrists were at the top. And then it slowly went down. And actually, Bernie was above Biden. She liked Bernie more than Biden, which is interesting to me because she was a Amy Klobuchar and a Pete fan. And ironically, she didn't like Elizabeth Warren. She said, I'm not even including Warren on the list. I don't like Warren. So And that's it's a true story. She didn't like Warren. And she liked Bernie more than Biden, but he wasn't high. Bernie wasn't high on the list. Yang was before Bernie. But she said, any Dem will do to defeat Trump. And so she wanted me to not say anything and bring no light about it at all. Don't bring it to the surface at all. Because we can't have anything that cripples Biden in his effort to defeat Donald Trump. Man. Hide the news. Hide the news. Because you don't like Trump that much. And that's what it is. I don't have any evidence to back this up, what I'm about to say, but I'm pretty sure if we went down a list of bills and policies, she couldn't give me any. So it's not his policies that bother you. It's his morals. Another person about morals. This has been multiple times that I've talked to someone and they didn't give me any policy substance. It was all about dignity and morals and decor. And then she said to me, well, Trump has sexual misconduct claims too. So that makes it okay for Biden. Is that what you're telling me? I didn't ask you about Trump's sexual misconduct claims. If those that he has, and he has many, they should be on his ass about it. Right? They should. Just like they should with Joe Biden. Now, am I saying believe Tara, full stop, Joe Biden did this? It's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is to take it seriously and investigate and do whatever you got to do to get to the nitty gritty of the story. That's what you should be doing. And, man. Kowkolinsky actually spoke on this a little bit. I'm going to play you a little bit of what he said, and then we're going to come back and close this off because I am irritated.
So she went to the Time's Up people. Remember, the whole Me Too movement, Me Too, Time's Up. She went to the Time's Up people to tell them about what Biden did to her, and they basically told her to kick rocks. They gave her some BS excuse about how, we can't go public with this because we're a nonprofit and Biden's running for president. I wish people would just be honest, and I wish they would say, yeah, listen, we're also total Democratic Party hacks, and so we're going to protect the Democratic Party come hell or high water. So even though the whole point is man, time's up. We're going to make sure that the day of powerful men getting away with their crimes, their sex crimes, is over. And then you have somebody who's like, hey, here's a powerful man who did sex crimes. They're like, new phone, who this? See, what happened was the sun was in my eyes, and I wasn't even sure about all that I was hearing when people were saying that they got to see that you was, I know that there was an issue, but we got to make sure that with a nonprofit status, if you carry the 6, and then make sure that the thing happens with, who knows if, is there any evidence? So this is the whole, guys, listen, I am a deep, deep believer in due process. Deep believer. These are the people, though, who say, believe all women. Believe all women. Now, I know, I've heard the 1,000, tortured rationalizations from people, including people I know and respect, who are like, no, believe all women doesn't mean believe all women. What the hell does it mean then? What does it mean? You're literally saying the words. That means believe all women. It means what it means, obviously. But the same people who make those arguments, they're acting like this isn't even happening. Go ahead. Go look. Has CNN brought this up? As of me doing this segment, they haven't. MSNBC? As of me doing this segment, they haven't. New York Times, Washington Post, any of the major... Nope. As of me doing this segment, they haven't.
So, yeah. Biden's an incredibly flawed candidate. Incredibly flawed. And look, I had already made peace with the fact that Donald Trump was going to remain POTUS. Because, I look at this every day. I do this every day. And nothing that I've looked at has signaled to me that Biden's got a shot. Until this coronavirus pandemic has happened. And I said, you know what? It might be in the cards for Biden. Depending on how Trump handles this, it might be in the cards for Biden. And the bill that was just passed, I covered it yesterday, but the bill that just passed did very little for us and did a lot for big business. A lot. So, but does the average person really know that? Does the Johnny Everybody's and the Susan Know Nothings really know that? So I said, okay, the Biden-Trump thing might be up in the air. It went from Biden has zero chance to the Biden-Trump thing might be up in the air. The Ukraine thing people were slowly forgetting about. The Dems have been covering him. I mean, Biden just recently said he doesn't want to do another debate with Bernie. And then this happens. Oh, I bet he really doesn't want to do a debate with Bernie now. But you know what? Bernie's so weak sauce when it comes to somebody that is his friend. He might not even bring that shit up. So, yeah, I just wanted to bring you this story. Very disturbing. Look, and I was talking to somebody, and they really didn't know. Like, when I was talking to them, they didn't know about, like, because I called him Handsy Joe Biden. And they said, why'd you call him Handsy Joe Biden? And I said, you don't know about all the creepy, weird stuff he's done? And they're like, no. And so I legit had to show them footage of him sniffing girls' hair and pulling them closer. And they're clearly bothered and pulling away, and he kind of pulls them back. Multiple. Not just one. This is not one-time incident. This is a pattern with Joe Biden. And they were shocked. So he's already creepy, handsy Uncle Joe. And people swallowed that. Or they just were ignorant to it. And then he's a blatant liar trying to cut Social Security. People swallowed it, or they were ignorant to it. His son is sitting on an energy board receiving buku money while you guys are all broke as a fucking joke, right? And you swallowed it, or you were ignorant to it. And now he's got a sexual assault allegation against him. We're going to swallow that too? Sweep another thing swept under the rug for Joe Biden. Just going to swallow that. That's what we're going to do, right? So, I could say hashtag could have had Yang. I could say a lot. I could say a lot about the scenario. But I'm almost at a loss for words. Now this happened a long time ago. And some of the people that have heard about it, some things they've been saying is Russia. So they're saying this, she must have ties to Russia. Russia propaganda. If they don't like you, Russian propaganda. Or, oh, this is from the Bernie campaign. She's a Warren supporter, from what I understand. Nothing to do with Bernie. So, like, nice try. Instead of investigating, you immediately put it off. Pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. So, I just wanted to bring you guys that news. Do what you will with it. If you ask me, I say share this. Share this. People need to see this and then come up with their own decision at MSNBC, at CNN, at Andrew Yang, at anybody you got to at and get this shit spread. Get the news out. Because I want this to be taken seriously and investigated, as it should. If it was me, if some woman came up and said I sexually assaulted her, guess what's going to happen? They're going to investigate it, as they should. Biden is no more special than you or I. Fuck that noise. So if you were to take anything from this video, it's that this needs to be investigated and to please share it. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Reddit, wherever you got to share it. And let's get the ball rolling on this news. Chop chop CNN. Chop chop Fox. Let's do something. So if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, please like, comment, and subscribe. Just hip thrust that like button. I'd really appreciate it. If you don't, let me know in the comment section why. I'm always down to talk about it. I have a Cash App, a PayPal, and a Venmo link in the description below. Please feel free to donate to the channel. Every little bit helps. Hopefully I'll be talking to you guys soon. Have a good one. Peace.